Alright everyone, welcome back to E3 press conference roundup, wrap up. Sony did a thing last night. I'll tell you what, okay, I was really fucking tired. I was falling asleep. Between Ubisoft and Sony, I lay down in my bed. I was listening to Patrick Klepek's roundup of press conference stuff that he did while I was lying there, and I was like almost falling asleep. I was like, oh, I was considering going to bed because I was so tired. I was like, come, I gotta stay up. This is E3, man. I can't just like leave it here. I can't just die on my bed. I gotta stay up for Sony. My God, am I glad I stayed up for Sony. This may be the most fucking bonkers Sony press conference or any press conference in E3 history. This might be, in terms of things that fans want that no one ever fucking expected to happen. This is the fucking Super Bowl. So let's start. Let's start with Sean Layden coming out on stage, obviously. You know, he's still finding his groove as a press conference guy. It's his second year doing it after Jack Tretton left. I think he did better this time. He has a beard now. He's a bit of, trying to look a bit more CEO-ish, maybe. Who knows? A bit more respectable, perhaps. But he comes out and he's like, now we're going to talk about a game. It's been anticipated for a very long time. And people start buzzing. It bubbles up under the surface. And fuck my life! It's The Last Guardian! Holy shit! Holy shit! The Last Guardian is real. And they showed it. And here's the kicker. It looks pretty much the same as it did back in 2009. Like, I think a lot of people were maybe expecting that through this troubled development cycle, they had gone off and, you know, done some other stuff with it and maybe made it a bit different. It's the same concept. Bird, dog, and a boy. And they run around and have adventures. And it's like platforming and exploration. And wow. Magical, puzzly, platformy, awesome. Totally my thing. And this is why I've been excited for this game. It's also the follow-up to motherfucking Shadow of the Colossus. Like, come on. Like, it had those mechanics in it as well. Like, there are points when the boy's on the bird's back, and he's, like, scrambling up the back of it. That's such a grip mechanic from Shadow of the Colossus. It really is. And, man, I'm really excited to see more of that game. Obviously, my prediction was a little bit wrong, because I predicted if they're going to show it at E3, it comes out this year. Like, they have to just show it and it comes out. But they said 2016. Can we believe them on that? Who knows? But they pointed out Fumito Ueda in the crowd. They said, look, you know, there's been trouble brewing before, I think. Like, there's loads of rumors lying around about Ueda and Sony and, like, some bad stuff happening. And he was fired at some point and rehired as a contractor. Like, things happen. But the fact that Shuhei Yoshida came on stage afterwards, pointed out, gave Ueda his moment, like, made him stand up and get ovation, like, that was great, I thought, to, like, say, okay, we're on track with this project, things are going fine, and it will be out next year. So, holy shit, like, you open with The Last Guardian, that's it, you've already won E3, but then they continued to just break everyone's fucking brain. So, what are they going to next? They went into Guerrilla's new game. Now, Guerrilla Studio, who do Killzone mainly, I feel like their talents have been being wasted on that shooter franchise, because it's just, like, it's okay, but it's so generic. I feel like Killzone is one of those games, like, no one really cares about. Like, who's really a Killzone fan? I'm not sure there are that many of them. So, feels like their talent was a little bit squandered. And now they are making this huge, awesome fucking open world game. As I said before, with The Division, not with The Division, with the other fucking post-apocalyptic, Fallout, I'm not a fan of post-apocalyptic settings. This is a post-apocalyptic setting, but it has colour and vibrancy and environments that look so exciting to explore, and man, that shit looks so fucking cool. Like, this dynamic of the humans being, like, back to a caveman society, and then these robot dinosaurs with, like, holy crap, that whole thing, that whole demo was fucking awesome. Like, it started out obviously with kind of CG stuff, and I thought we were just going to get that, but then they transitioned seamlessly into gameplay, and the gameplay looked awesome. Wow, that is the kind of exclusive that Sony needs to be having on their system, because quite frankly they don't have enough of them right now, and it's not making me want a PS4. Between The Last Guardian and Horizon, I want a PS4 now. I actually legitimately want to get one of those because of those games that you can't get anywhere else, and that's the big point behind these exclusives. So Horizon looked fucking rad. I'm so down for that game. Really, really excited about it. Next up, we had Hitman, a teaser for a Hitman game. I think this leaked a little early in terms of it was available on the PSN store. I think there's a beta or something. Didn't see any gameplay. It was a CG trailer. I don't have much to say on it. Not really a Hitman guy, so whatever. Then Street Fighter V. Obviously, this is a huge thing for Sony. Partnership with Capcom. They're funding it. They're giving them the capital to make it so it is an exclusive. So that makes perfect sense. And got a couple new characters, I think. I don't know what they were, but because I'm not paying attention and I don't know anything about Street Fighter. But the game looks good. Lots of people are excited about it. There's a crowd who love fighting games, and everyone likes Street Fighter and fighting games because it's like the biggest fighting game in the world. So yes. Next up, No Man's Sky again. It feels like we've been teasing this for a long time, and Sean Murray comes out on stage again, just blows us away with the scope of that universe and like what you can do in it. Starts to try and explain what you actually do in No Man's Sky. I still don't think he fully did a good job of that, because I still don't fully know what you do, but it is this kind of idea of exploration and survival and discovery and combat. Like there's different stuff that happens in No Man's Sky. It looks great still. It's still one thing that I'm excited about, and I'm sure it'll be coming out soon. They've said a release date is coming soon, so we'll watch out for that as it happens. And we move on into Media Molecule, who I thought was going to do a Morpheus game, ended up not being the case. They're doing this thing called Dreams, which I'm not sure is even a game, because I don't know what you do. You make things with the PS4 controller, and they look freakish and clay, and I don't know if that's a game or if it's a creation tool or what it is, but it's weird. It's Media Molecule. Like, I'm not really surprised because they do weird shit all the time, but I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. It was weird. Then we had Firewatch. Firewatch, a game from guys over at Campo Santo. Used to be people who worked at Telltale, who part of the original season of The Walking Dead. Fantastic game, that. Firewatch is first-person, exploration-based thing where you are like on a radio with a woman in a tower, and you constantly are having chatter with her as you go around, explore this area, find stuff. I don't know. It's another first-person exploration. It's one of those kind of genres in indie games that is getting very popular, especially after Gone Home. I think a lot of people are kind of jumping on that bandwagon, and Firewatch seems interesting. So we'll see what it has to show later on. But that is it's been coming for a while now. So then we had a Destiny expansion pack. It was Destiny. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. They actually had another trailer. There still wasn't any gameplay, unless I blinked and missed it. But I did like that they focused on the female protagonist, though. I thought that was neat, and I thought that was cool. She seems rad, and I like that Ubisoft are correcting their past errors of not having female protagonists because it's too hard. Fucking hell, Ubisoft. Fucking hell. Then we had World of Final Fantasy. This is where we get into the Square Enix portion, which is like the chibiest, cutest chibi Final Fantasy thing I've ever seen. I don't know what it actually is. It looks like kind of a mini RPG sim style game. Kind of reminded me a bit of Fantasy Life a little bit. Maybe very similar to Fantasy Life. So hey, if it's like that, I'm sure a lot of people will love it. It looked cute. Looks like something I'd be interested in, maybe. So then the bomb gets dropped again. Like, if Last Guardian wasn't enough, they drop another fucking bomb. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, if you remember from PlayStation Experience last year, when Square Enix came out on stage and announced Final Fantasy VII, and people were about to lose their fucking mind because they thought it was a remake, and then Square announced that they're bringing the PC port to PS4, and it's one of the greatest moments in gaming history. That was fucking... It was the height of troll. It was the height of trolling from a company to their fans. Square Enix, you are the fucking worst. But Adam Boys come out on stage talking about it. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Holy shit. I can now play Final Fantasy VII. It's not like I couldn't in the past, because I have PS3, I can download the original. But I don't want to play the PS1 original now. Like, seriously? You want to go back to that in 2015? I'm not sure I could handle it. It's the sort of thing, like, you can go back to the Super Nintendo games, because they still hold up, but Going back to Final Fantasy VII on PS1. No thank you. So I am so ecstatic that this is happening so that I can finally play Final Fantasy VII. Now, I'm not holding my breath for it to be released, because let's be honest, Nomura is working on it, and we all know how Final Fantasy Versus 13 went, so we'll see you in fucking 8 years when this game comes out, but it exists, and that's all that matters, so holy shit. Next, we had a Devolver Digital reel of some games. I can't remember any of them because I wasn't really paying attention. I was basically looking at Twitter to see people's reactions to Final Fantasy. But Devolver Digital are cool. They do lots of games, indie games, and they publish stuff. So then another fucking bomb gets dropped. Shenmue 3 Kickstarter. Hello? What? Okay. It was kind of weird because it's the sort of thing where it's like, you know, Sony know that fans want this game, and it's already been funded $2 million. Like, it's the fastest Kickstarter. It's broken all Kickstarter records, basically. It's crazy. And, you know, Sony could have just funded this game, and yet they just bring out the dude, and they're like, he has a Kickstarter, go support it. Little bit weird, this multi-billion-dollar company being like, hey guys, we're not paying for his game, you can pay for it instead. But it was still fucking crazy that it happened. Shenmue is one of those franchises that has this sordid history over the years of people clamoring for a third entry in it, and it never happening because of reasons. And now it is, and I think the collective internet just exploded. I think NeoGAF crashed twice because of this Sony press conference. NeoGAF broke twice. Last Guardian, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and fucking Shenmue 3. What the hell? I think Kickstarter broke. I think Shenmue 3 broke Kickstarter. That's how fucking insane this is. This press conference, I tell you, this is historical. Next up, Arkham Knight exclusive DLC on PS4. Fuck exclusive DLC. I don't like it. It's shit, and it shouldn't be a practice. It's anti-consumer, and it's a piece of bollocks. So fuck exclusive DLC. I'm playing Arkham Knight on PC. I won't get DLC for this. I don't give a shit. Fuck DLC's exclusivity. It's stupid. Morpheus. They didn't really talk that much about it. It was weird. I expected a lot more Morpheus chatter to be happening, and they ended up not really talking about Morpheus that much. They came up and had like a big stuff behind the screen behind them, and Gorilla Cambridge had a game called Riggs, which was an esports style thing, and that was about it. Yeah, they didn't say enough about Morpheus, and I'm worried to some extent, like, what they're going to have software-wise for that, because it doesn't look like it's very plentiful. It looks like they're drawing on a lot of third-party stuff in terms of, like, people who've already created stuff for Oculus, like Valkyrie and, you know, other games. Who knows? We'll see how that shakes out, but not that much on Morpheus. Then they talk about some fucking TV shit, because if Microsoft doesn't talk about it, Sony has to. You got to pick up some slack. They talk about PlayStation View. It's something about TV. Who cares? Next up, COD Blops 3. Fucking Call of Duty is at Sony, and they have exclusive DLC. Again, fuck exclusive DLC. It's anti-consumer, and it's a piece of shit. But the fact that Call of Duty first reveal was at the Sony press conference, really weird shift in momentum. It makes sense. Absolutely, because how far ahead Sony are in the market, and how much Call of Duty is probably selling on PlayStation compared to Xbox. That was still crazy to me. It actually looked pretty good. You know, I'm interested. I've been interested in Advanced Warfare for a while. It looked cool because of the Kevin Spacey stuff mainly, but it also looked like it was a fresh change up for the series. And it looks like Black Ops 3 is like building on that, making it kind of pushing it forward. So we'll see how it shakes out. But of course, that game's going to sell 1 billion copies because it's fucking COD Blops. So next up, Disney Infinity. My main man Johnny Vignacchi. Everyone on Twitter was like, "This guy is really forcing his enthusiasm," and I was like, "No, man. It's Johnny V. He's a happy guy. I love Johnny Vignacchi. He's so cool. And he obviously heads up the Disney Infinity stuff. Super excited for Disney Infinity Star Wars. He is, and yeah, loads of cool stuff happening with that. It's the kind of thing where like I'm not into any of these fucking collectible fucking Toys to Life shit, but if anything is gonna break the camel's back on that, it's gonna be Disney Infinity Star Wars, because it's fucking Star Wars. Bali and I are like this close to like fucking just being like, should we buy Bali? Should we buy Disney Infinity? Should we just go to they might have a Darth Maul one, Bali. We could buy Darth Maul. We could have a Darth Maul and play as Darth Maul. It's a thing. It could happen. I might buy Darth Maul and buy Disney Infinity. Who knows? Next up, continue Star Wars trend. Star Wars Battlefront. Motherfucking more Battlefront. As if we didn't need enough of it already. It's fine. Like, the EA gameplay was good. It looks really nice. Good to see a different area. Different setting for some more Battlefront stuff. I'm way more excited about the Star Wars game that's being worked on at Visceral with Amy Hennig, and which seems to be more of a single-player focused thing, which I'm way more into than the multiplayer of Battlefront. Battlefront still looks cool, don't get me wrong, but I'm way more interested in my single-player Star Wars, being a Jedi, being a badass, so we'll get that eventually, but we didn't get it today. And then we close out the conference, of course, with La Piece de Résistance, Uncharted 4. Fucking so stoked for this game. So excited. I was a little worried, as I said before, about Uncharted 4 being, going back to the roots of the original, in terms of being set in this one location, like the jungly place. But we have a new location, they're in a different area, and they do some vehicle stuff, and it is exactly what you want from Uncharted, but on a scale that is pumped up to fucking 11. That sequence was just breathtaking. The whole thing was just this incredible pace to it. It was so fast, and it was funny. Like, I love those little quips, those little dialogue bits between Drake and between Sully, and as they're in the car, and they're just, like, making jokes and, like, being lighthearted, and that's one of those things that you just... It's one of those small things about Uncharted that I don't think gets appreciated enough, is that kind of dialogue, small kind of character-building stuff, which makes you connect with them more, and... Man, also, what the hell happened to Sully? He looks way younger all of a sudden. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe went to a bit of plastic surgery, but that was a little strange. Again, keeping in the tradition of the Uncharted 4 demo crashing or having a bug in it or something, as happened last year with the PlayStation Experience build. This year it just straight up crashed and they had to reboot it, which is great because it means that that's a real PS4, that's a real build of the game they're playing. That's awesome. I'm glad it crashed because it shows people that it's not bullshit. It's not fucking like something that is gonna not ship. This is a real version of this video game. It's actually there, and it's actually happening. So, Uncharted 4 closed things out. It was awesome. I loved it, and I have quite a few reasons to now buy a PS4. Last Guardian, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Horizon, Uncharted 4. Like, I think that's it. I think I have to buy one now. Probably not till next year though. Because as good as their lineup was, still don't really have anything for this holiday, do they? Weird that. So yeah, Microsoft definitely winning for 2015. 2016, Sony has it by the balls. I'll give you that one. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll be back to do Nintendo. Of course, if you want to watch Nintendo with me on Twitch, that will be happening today. So go to my Twitch channel when Nintendo's thing is happening. It's twitch.tv/LordMBZ, and we'll watch it together. It'll be a fun time. So yeah, guess I'll guys see you there. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.